So the Apple Watch just got native running power. What? Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave from Chase the Summit, and today we're going to be talking about Apple's WatchOS 9 and why it's kind of a big deal if you're a fitness enthusiast or a runner and you're also interested in Apple devices. If you have not been following along, Apple presented a slew of big announcements at their latest WWDC event on June 6th. That was a few days ago. This included a bunch of stuff from macOS, a new MacBook Air with an M2 chip, which I'm kind of interested about as well as a new iPad OS and blah, blah, blah. Most importantly, a new WatchOS for the Apple Watch. In this video, I just want to run through some of the new features on WatchOS 9 and why they might matter to you as the runner or fitness enthusiast out there. I'm just going to step through each feature and then kind of give you a breakdown on my thoughts on these features. So it's really subjective in my opinion, but maybe you care. Keep in mind, there's a whole bunch of features in WatchOS 9. There's a big list of new stuff. I'm just focusing on the sports and running and wellness stuff. And before we dive into why this is a big deal for you as the fitness enthusiast or runner out there and why you might love it, you also might love my sponsor today, which is Ridge Wallet. If you're like me and you strive to live kind of a minimalistic lifestyle and only carry what you absolutely need, you might love Ridge Wallet. The coolest thing about Ridge Wallet is that it holds your cards neatly and out of the way, and there's a little indent where you can pop them out with your thumb. There are tons of materials, styles, and accessories and colors to choose from. These Ridge Wallets are built tough and they come with a lifetime warranty, so you don't have to worry about them. And the best part is, for the viewers of my channel, you can click on the link in the description down below and get 15% off your order by using discount code CTS at checkout. Okay, back to the video. So what's new in WatchOS 9? I just want to state the obvious up front. This is not a new Apple Watch, so you can't go out and buy a new Apple Watch Series 8 yet. It does not exist. Also, this software, WatchOS 9, is not available just yet either. That'll come out later this year, sometime in the late summer or early fall. I've heard speculations of like September or October. But if you are interested in getting all of these features now, we will be seeing a beta version of all of this stuff come to the Apple Watch very soon. Now let's get to the good stuff. What's new in WatchOS 9? Probably the biggest thing that I'm most excited about would be native running power support on an Apple Watch. This is huge and makes running power kind of a real metric now because Apple's adopted it. And when Apple does something, they kind of make it real because they're so popular. If you're not familiar with what running power actually is, this is a metric that a lot of devices have been recording for a while now. Apple did not invent this. This metric tries to identify how much power your body is actually producing while you're running, and it actually measures that in watts, kind of like a light bulb. So if you're running up a hill, you'll be producing more watts at a given speed than you would be if you're running down a hill, which makes it very different than heart rate training. And like I said, Apple did not invent this. This is a metric that's actually been around for a while, and companies like Garmin, Coros, Polar, Suunto, they all can utilize this metric in different ways with different sensors. However, Apple is doing something unique here in that they are providing running power from your Apple Watch with no additional sensor required. It is entirely based off of wrist motion using all the sensors of the watch. This is very similar to what Coros and Polar do, and now Apple's going to be doing that as well. Now, the real big question mark that I have right now is how consistent is this going to be? Is it going to be valuable? Is there going to be other aspects of the watch that utilize this information to maybe help you in your training? Maybe like training plans and Apple Health or something like that. These are all questions I have, and they're kind of unanswered yet until we get that beta firmware or the main release down the road. Another big question mark I have is there's a company called Stride out there. If you're not familiar, they make something called a Stride pod. This is a pod you put on your shoe. You can pair it to your Garmin watch or any watch or even to your phone, go for a run and record running power directly from your foot, which is supposed to be more accurate. But the big thing about running power is there's no like agreed upon standard between all of these different manufacturers and devices. So if you buy a Coros watch and a Polar watch and a Stride pod, you're going to get 3 different metrics with varying results and different numbers, and they won't line up at all. But the main thing about running power is consistency. So if you have a device that gives you consistent results on the same kind of terrain you've been running on, it should be valuable in your training. And if Apple can produce that, it's going to be a pretty awesome upgrade. At the end of the day though, I'm super excited about this running power metric. and I can't wait to try it out and compare it to some other devices. And I'm starting to wonder what Stride is going to do, because if Apple has adopted this natively, I know there's a lot of Stride users out there that use Apple Watches. Are they going to continue to make the Stride Pod, or are they just going to use their software with the Apple Watch? That's to be determined, and I'm really curious what Stride does with all of this information. Another new feature announced in WatchOS 9 is something I've complained about for a while with Apple Watches, are additional running dynamics and additional data fields within the running activity built into the watch. So previously, when you bought an Apple Watch, you do have that built-in exercise workout app that you can use to record your runs, but the data fields were pretty slim. There weren't like a ton to choose from. Now Apple has included a bunch more, including advanced running dynamics. Garmin actually did this first way back in the day, where they introduced vertical oscillation, ground contact time, and stride length, which were all advanced metrics that you could record to try to improve your efficiency while running. After Garmin did it, some other brands picked it up, like Coros. They actually have the same naming conventions as Garmin, and now we have Apple with the same data. You can now have vertical oscillation, ground contact time, and stride length on your Apple Watch. Again, this is exciting, knowing that they're adding more data fields to the running activity within the watch, so now you can get more information about your run. However, these are really advanced metrics, and a lot of people out there won't even know how to utilize them, but at least you have them available now. And this goes back to my previous statement about running power on the Apple Watch. I'm curious how Apple will actually utilize this information. Are they just going to display ground contact time and let you be the judge of what to do with that, or are they going to provide valuable data with the ground contact time to let you improve your efficiency or your strike or whatever while you're running? Within the exercise app during a run, they've also added additional pages for more information. So now you can actually have a dedicated heart rate zone graph right in the running app, which is really awesome. They've also added alerts for pace, cadence, and running power, so you can set a zone you want to stay in and have the watch alert you when you fall out of that zone, which again is really powerful for people training for any kind of event. They've also added the ability to add custom workouts within the app, and one really cool feature is a virtual pacer that actually compares your current effort to older effort. So if you go out and run the same route every morning, the virtual pacer on the running app will actually compare your current effort to yesterday's effort or the day before. And again, I'm very curious to see how this works, because it kind of reminds me of something like Strava segments, but it seems to be all automatic within WatchOS 9, which I'm pretty interested in. And the final thing for you fitness geeks out there is going to be full triathlon support, which I know a lot of people ask for with the Apple Watch, and now you do have it built in. Again, this is something you could download from the App Store if you wanted triathlon support before. It's just good to see that they've added that ability natively to the watch, so you can take it out of the box and go do your triathlon. So that's all of the activity and running related stuff that they added in WatchOS 9. However, they've added some more stuff when it comes to wellness tracking, specifically when it comes to sleep. One big complaint I had with the Apple Watch when it came to recording sleep and sleep tracking is that it did the job. When you took it out of the box, you could record your sleep, but it was kind of weird. Like, you had to go in and put in what time you went to bed, and if that time changed for any reason, it might throw off your sleep, and it kind of buried all of the sleep data within pages of the health app on your phone. It seems like now they've updated and revamped the sleep detection and sleep tracking as a whole, and now it offers advanced sleep detection with sleep stages, so you'll see your awake time, your REM sleep, your core sleep, which I think is kind of light sleep, and then deep sleep. A couple of big questions I have when it comes to the new sleep tracking, again, is what they do with this information. Are they going to provide any value to the user with the sleep information, like recovery time, or how it affected your previous workout, or what you should do for a workout that day? I'm curious to see what they do with that information. I'm also curious to see if this new sleep detection picks up daytime naps, because I know a lot of people, judging by the comments on my channel, care about daytime naps. I've got 4 kids, so I don't care about them because I can never nap, but you might be able to. And I know a lot of people really want the ability to record naps on their watch during times of inactivity during the day. So these are all questions that are to be determined. All I know is they've updated the sleep tracking, and I'm excited to try it out. And that's kind of it in a nutshell when it comes to sports related stuff and wellness related stuff. There are some more features that are worth noting, but I'm not really going to go through them in great detail. There's the ability to track medicine and actually scan scan the barcode or the image of the label on your medicine to keep track of it, and then you can actually share your medicine intake with a family member, so that might be interesting. There's also a new AFib history thing that can pick up irregular heart rates over time and graph that out for your doctor. There's a bunch of new watch faces, and there's an updated Siri, which we all need in our lives. And that's really it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts on some of these new features coming out to the Apple Watch OS 9 in the future and why I'm kind of excited for them. I hope you are too. The really interesting thing about this is it seems like they're really starting to dial in what they want the Apple Watch to be and who they want it to be for. Before, it was kind of like a smartwatch first and a sports watch second, where all the sports and wellness stuff kind of took the back seat compared to like receiving text messages and playing music and stuff like that. And it seems like in this release, they're really starting to dial in on the fitness enthusiast crowd, and I'm hoping that that's reflected in the hardware as well down the road. What I mean by that is, maybe the next Apple Watch Series 8 has longer battery life, which I keep complaining about with these watches because you can't run an ultra marathon with them. You can barely get through a marathon with them if you've got the settings wrong. I would love to see improved battery life. Maybe a more robust design. I know these are pretty rugged, but something that has maybe a raised edge around the display to protect it a little bit. And I don't know, just a more rugged appearance might be helpful for those people that are out hiking or trail running or things like that. But I'm rambling now. These are all just future features for the future Apple Watch Series 8 that does not exist. And I hope it does soon. Anyways, now I want to hear from you. Are you excited for these new features to roll out to the Apple Watch? Are you going to update to the beta to test them out? Let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know what features you want to see on the Series 8 that should be coming out later this year. That is all I've got for this one. I hope you found this video helpful or insightful or something. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below so you don't miss more videos from me in the future. And if you're looking for an Apple Watch Series 7 or Series 6, check out the links in the description down below because they do help support this channel. Okay, that's it, gang. I'll see you next time. Bye.